Welcome back to Random Riches, where I don't choose how I make money. ChatGPT does. Every couple hours of playtime, it randomly picks my next moneymaker. And yes, it's just as chaotic as it sounds. I'm still free to play, still broke, and still chasing two bonds. One for me, one to give away to you lovely viewers. Some methods make bank, others make me question my life choices. But hey, that's the fun. Let's see what madness ChatGPT has for me this time. So my plan for the red spider eggs is to essentially run down the aggression timer of these deadly red spiders because I don't want to die here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring my main over to run to the bank and back. And to combat the fact that it would be faster and more GP per hour, while my main is running to the bank, I'm not going to be collecting red spider eggs. I just want to be able to collect them in peace basically and not have to worry about dying to the red spiders. So right now I'm just waiting the timer down and then I'm going to hop worlds and start collecting these red spider eggs. And so I just became unaggressive. So what I'm doing is I'm hopping worlds, I'm grabbing the 2, and I am hopping worlds again. Unfortunately, I was only able to get the aggression area to rate this line without being absolutely mauled by everything in this room. So I gotta stay pretty close to the edge, which is pretty nerve-wracking. I can't really mess up and step out of this or else it ruins the whole the whole aggression timer. I'm just hopping worlds and I'm going to be bringing my main over here to grab the full inventories every time it's full. Just so, like I said, so I can save myself from being attacked constantly. Okay, I just filled up the inventory, so it took around 3 minutes to fill the inventory, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check the guide price here. I made 10k in around 3 minutes. That's pretty good. This is actually going to be a pretty decent moneymaker overall. But yeah, pause the timer, and I'm going to bring my main over. I'm going to trade all this over, bring it over, and while I'm going back and forth, I'm just not going to do any bank or any collecting of the red spider egg, just so we can get a proper estimate. I'm not going to do teleports to get back to the bank with the main. I'm just going to basically walk the same way that I did here, just so I can save the aggression timer. But yeah, so I'll see you when we're a bit later into this and see how much money we make. And we are running down the time here. We're just about to fill up this inventory. To be honest with you, this wasn't my favorite method. It was kind of boring, just running back and forth between the between here and Varrock Bank there. It was kind of tedious. I know it's going to be a decent amount of money, but it wasn't what I wanted to do, to be honest. It's not something that was interesting to me. But overall, we made a fair amount of money, so that's pretty good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to head back over to Varrock Bank, and we'll check out how much I got. And okay, we're back at the bank here. So we've got 779 red spider eggs. That's not too bad for 3 hours of work. So I'm going to pull them out and just check them in the tracker, if I can actually click. We made 278k in a span of 3 hours. So that's not too bad overall. It's just under 100k an hour. It's like I said, it's pretty tedious. It's not my favorite method that I've done, but that's a fair amount to the cash stack. So we're going to hop over to ChatGPT and randomize a new method. And okay, here we are at ChatGPT. So I decided to combine both of our prompts into one. So what I'm asking is, can you give me a new free-to-play money-making method? And how long should I do it for? 1, 2, or 3 hours? So let's see what it comes back with. Actually, I should add for OSRS. Let's see what it comes back with here. Fishing for anchovies and shrimp. So it's probably just shrimp. Can you get anchovies? Oh, I think anchovies are members items, I think, off the top of my head. But it says to use the small net to catch shrimp and anchovies. Anchovies in particular sell surprisingly well along the Grand Exchange. Fast catches. So it says do it at Drainer Village for 2 hours. Okay, we're going to go get a small fishing net from the Grand Exchange really quickly, and we will hop on over to Drainer Village and start fishing I'm probably going to do this one on mobile, but I'll do like a little opening here. Just 2 hours on mobile goes by pretty quick. So I'm probably going to hop onto mobile to do that. We talk about the Grand Exchange market right now, like the OSRS market. 447 coins for a small fishing net. That's ridiculous. I swear you can buy them for like dirt cheap. That might be a little good money maker to do for anybody who's not doing this ChatGPT randomizer. If you buy small fishing nets from fishing shops, sell them back to the Grand Exchange, you could probably make a lot of money. And yeah, as I'm running running over to Draenor Village, I did just look it up. You can buy small fishing nets from Garant in Port Sarim for 5 GP each. So you can buy them for 5 and flip them for probably around 400 GP. So if you're looking at making quick money and getting a bond, grab your cash stack, head over to Garant in the free-to-play world of Port Sarim, just at this building right here. Buy as many small fishing nets as you can, run to Draenor, bank them, and repeat as long as you can until that small fishing net crashes. I highly suggest it. That's how I made my bonds on my main, was doing stuff like that, flipping from shops into the Grand Exchange. Okay, so now that we're at Draenor Village, we are 1 fishing, so this is going to go very slowly at the beginning. So I'm going to basically just fish a full inventory of shrimp right here, and as I mentioned in the clip previous, anchovies, actually anchovies are not members, which I didn't actually know until today. I haven't spent a lot of time on free-to-play, so I can't remember what's members and free-to-play. But at level 15, we should be getting a lot more profit. So let's just go check the... I haven't started the timer yet, so I shouldn't be fishing anyways. Let's just check the Grand Exchange prices here. So for shrimp, we're looking at 97 GP each. For anchovies, we're looking at 40. So it's actually better to get shrimp, weirdly enough. So hopefully we get a lot more shrimp. We're going to have 15 levels of just shrimp for a while, and then might go to anchovies. So we're doing this for a couple hours. And yeah, so like I said, I'm going to be switching over to mobile to do this just so I can relax and finish this task for you guys. But yeah, so I'll see you when we're either a little bit further in or we're done this task. And alright, the time is ticking down here for the 2 hours of fishing shrimp and anchovies at the Draenor Village. So here we are hitting 0. I'm going to go ahead and bank and show you what we got in 2 hours. So we did get to 27 fishing, around halfway through the fishing level there. And we also got 472 shrimp and 134 raw anchovies. So let's take these out of the bank and see how much we made in 2 hours. So we made 50k in 2 hours, so around 25k an hour. It's not the worst we've done, not the best, but we did gain a lot of fishing levels, which is really good. We'll chuck those back in the bank. We're going to hop over to ChatGPT and get a new money-making method. Okay, here we are at ChatGPT asking for a new method and how long we should do it for. So crafting gold amulets, no string, Edgeville furnace, use the nearby bank. I don't think we can use that in free-to-play. I'm going to make sure use Ring of Forging or skip it. That's not going to matter for gold. So we're going to be making amulet molds, and so we'll buy the gold bars from the Grand Exchange and we'll make them into amulets. I'm going to see if this is profitable, and we're going to do this for 2 hours if it is. So I'm just going to go double check to make sure this is profitable, and I will be back in a second. And okay, so it is going to be profitable. We profit around 30 GP every gold bar we do. So the first thing we need to do is actually get to level 8 crafting. So how I'm going to do that is I am going to just make some leather gloves at the Grand Exchange just until we get to level 8. And I know we're going to spend a little bit of money doing that, but I think we're going to make more back from doing the gold bars anyways. So I'm just going to hop over to the Grand Exchange, buy some leather, some needle, and some thread, and get to level 8 crafting real quick. And here we are getting level 8 crafting. Didn't take too long, only a couple minutes. So now we can make the gold amulets. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these leather gloves and the spare leather, sell them back, and we're going to buy as many gold bars as we can for now. I'm just going to sell these guys and buy however many we can. And okay, I got 1,700 gold bars for a total of 229,000 for 135 each. So we're going to try to make more than that. We're going to try to make 165 each off of these gold amulets. Hopefully it's profitable. It says it is on the wiki, so we're going to test it out anyways. I just need to buy in an amulet mold and then we'll get started. And okay, so we're about an hour into the gold amulets and I'm just running low on the gold bars. And obviously I don't have a lot of money, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and sell the Wine of Zamorak's back to the Grand Exchange, and just so I can buy another 1,000 gold amulets, and that should be able to get me through the remaining hour. And okay, we just sold the Wine of Zamorak for 147k, 802 each. I'm going to go ahead and buy the gold bars. As I said, we're going to try to buy 1,000 of them. So there's 1,000 more gold bars. That should get us through the remaining hour. And our 2 hours is coming to an end here. I know we've got about 3 minutes left, but this is the last of the gold bars that we have in the bank right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop the timer there. We've still got 3 minutes left, but I'm not going to bother going to the bank just to pick up a couple inventories of gold bars. So we're going to go back to the bank here and just price check how much money we made off of the gold amulets. So overall we made 2,700 gold amulets. I'm just going to grab those out of the bank real quick, duck them into the price checker. We made 432,000 GP. So I'm going to go ahead and hop to the Grand Exchange just to see how much we spent on gold bars, to see how much we made in this 2 hours. And okay, here we are at the Grand Exchange, just checking my trade history. So the first time we bought 1,700, we paid 135 each for a total of 230k, just under 230k. And the last time we bought some, we paid 132 each for a total of 132k. So in total, we spent around 361k. Yeah, 361,500 GP. And we made 475k. So we profited just over 100k, which is pretty good overall. I'll definitely take that. So let's just dump these in the bank here. We'll move that over, remove the gold bars. And we're going to hop over to ChatGPT to get our next moneymaker. And okay, here we are at ChatGPT, and let's see what it's going to give us. Collecting Eye of Newt. So, eyes cost 3 GP. Buy 100 per world. We should do it for 1 hour. Okay, let's go check and see if this is profitable. I'm just going to make sure before we go ahead and do it. And okay, as it stands right now with the price on the GE, it's actually... The price on the GE, the average trading price right now is 3 GP, so we will make nothing. We'll just break even on this. It says on here that you can sell it for 50 to 100, but that's just incorrect. I'm going to go ahead and generate a new one here. And let's see what it gets this time. Smelting iron bars. We had this before and we found out that it's also not profitable because of how many you lose when you're smelting the iron. I'm going to assume that's still the case. Collecting big bones in the wilderness. Okay, I know that this is actually a pretty decent one. It says kill or collect big bones, bank at Edgeville. Cool. Okay, I'm going to go test this out for 1 hour. Okay, so the unfortunate thing about this method asking on ChatGPT is that it wants us to take from the boneyard and run back to Edgeville to bank. That's what it specifically said on ChatGPT, even though the Feryx Enclave is closer. So we are going to be going from the boneyard to Edgeville and back every time. I might use the Clan Wars teleport if it's available every couple trips, but otherwise we're just going to be collecting stuff from the boneyard and running it down to Edgeville. And okay, we're here at the boneyard. We're just going to start collecting these big bones. So it looks like there's a couple spawns. There's one here, and one here. I'm going to basically just run to each of them, try to avoid the skeletons because I don't want to get attacked, because I want to be able to hop worlds as soon as I can. Basically what I'm going to do is grab the bones. Unfortunately I got attacked there, so I'm going to have to run away, but I might come up to this little area right here just to avoid the skeletons, and then I will hop worlds as soon as I can and keep collecting the bones. So I'll see you when I get a full inventory, and we'll see how long this takes. And okay, this big bone here is the last one to fill up the inventory. So what I realized is there's 2 spawns here. I will hop over just to show you guys. If you use all of them, like this one over here, there's also one further to the east. If you use this one as well as this one, you'll get attacked very often. But if you use these 2 in the middle, you can actually avoid the skeletons pretty easily using the skeletons, or like the bones on the ground here. So this ended up being a lot quicker than going for the 3 in each world. So I just grabbed these 2 and hopped worlds each time, and I would just flop between. If they were attacking me, I would either run to the south or I would lock it behind one of the skeletons on the ground. So I'm going to run to the bank and just see how long this takes to make a full trip, and I will see you when I get back up to the boneyard. And okay, we're just getting back to the boneyard here. So it took a total of just over 10 minutes, to get all the bones, or to get a full trip of bones. So we're going to be able to get around 6 trips or so done. My run energy is lower, so we might not get the last trip done, but I'll try my best here. And okay, the timer just ran out as I was hopping worlds there. So I'm going to call it there. We almost filled up this inventory, and we got, I think I did 4 trips in total. Maybe I did 5. I really busted my ass to get as many inventories as I could in this hour. I was just hyper focused on it. So I think we got 5 inventories done plus what was here. But I'm gonna go check out the bank, and I will let you know. And okay, we're back at the bank. So I just teleported back to Lumbridge just to get out of the wilderness quicker. So we already had 139 big bones in the bank. So if we take out the 139, we're left with 2. Oops. We take out the 139, we're left with 136. So if we grab 136 big bones and we chuck that into the exchange, we made 52k in an hour. So again, not too bad overall. The banking is what killed us there. If ChatGPT had said to bank at Ferox Enclave, we probably would have been able to get another trip or 2 done, but because we had to bank in Edgeville, it took a lot longer for the trips. So yeah, we're gonna go hop over to ChatGPT to see what the next moneymaker is, and this next moneymaker will pop us over the 1 million BP mark for our bank. Okay, so I just asked it for another one here, and it's giving me a kind of a weird one, making dough and selling it. Now, I don't know if this is profitable at all, so I'm going to have to check this out to make sure that it is. So just give me 1 second. Okay, I'll show you guys on the wiki here. What it's saying is if we do 1 pot of flour, 1 bucket of water for bread dough, we'll profit 96 GP for each bread dough that we make. So that's not too bad overall for a moneymaker. We'll hop back over here. It says to do it for 2 hours. Is there a specific method to do this, or no? So it just says buy pots of flour and jugs of water. Use them together to make jugs of water, bread dough, and then sell the bread dough. Okay, so we're going to basically just be standing at the Grand Exchange for this, actually, which is pretty nice for a little peaceful moneymaker. So I'm going to go hop over to RuneScape to get this set up. Since our cash stack is about to pass the 1 million GP mark, I think it's a good time to talk about the future of this account. Up to this point, whenever we rolled a duplicate money-making method, we skipped it. But moving forward, if we land on a duplicate task, we'll have the option to either skip it or do it again, especially if it's something efficient like telegrabbing wines. Repeating some of those faster methods might help us progress the account more quickly. Also, I want to apologize for the slight delay between episodes. I recently started a new job and have been focusing on training and making a solid first impression. so YouTube took a bit of a backseat. That said, I'm still committed to pumping out episodes as quickly as I can for you guys. Thank you all so much for the continued support. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this episode here. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the other side.